Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the House of Animation. I am your host, Ben Gilman. As always, do please come in the front door, remove your shoes, you cretin, and welcome to as we discuss the beautifulness of animation. I've screwed that up once again. As always, I'm joined by the Wicked Witch of the East, Tara Chloe.
Hello.
Bit delayed. How are you?
I'm good.
Awesome. So great.
Yeah.
Joined by, he says he's Prince Charming, but I've never seen him with a girlfriend. It's Troy Salmon.
Oh, no, girlfriend's too much hassle. I like
Just
having just
picky.
women in general. You know,
You've just
yeah.
got high standards, Troy. That's
Yeah,
what.
yeah.
That's what.
Too high. You're too high. You're right.
And the wise old lady is still here. It's Alexander de Toro. Hello again.
Hello, guys.
Cool. How are you doing? How's the cat?
She's left now.
Okay.
Come in a minute. Comes and go.
See, Troy, we've got two cat lovers in here today.
Yay.
Carl always sends me cat pictures. Okay. What's that? It's just got one.
Oh, it's so cute, that thing. So cute.
I don't even know what that is.
It's from Pokemon.
It's Pokemon.
Yeah, I don't know what that is. What is that?
It's an Eevee.
Cool. I don't know what any of you. I know Pikachu, and I really was too old for Pokemon when it came out. I was like 15, way over my head. Anyway, we are gathered here today to talk about the other Ghibli movie that isn't Spirited Away. It is Howl's Moving Castle. It's a classic. It's made in 2004. It's the movie after Spirited Away. The Japanese title is Haru no Yugoku Shiro. It's a 2004 Japanese animated fantasy film written and directed by the Japanese Walt Disney himself, Hayao Miyazaki.
Miyazaki.
Thank you. Hayao
Miyazaki.
Hey, yeah.
Hiya.
Just
Sounds
Google
like
it.
something from up north. Hiya, Jack. The film was loosely based on the 1986 novel of the same name by British author Diana Wynne Jones. It was done by Studio Ghibli, distributed by Toro. The English dub version, the Japanese voice cast is Chihiro Baisho and Tayaka Kimura. The dub version is Gene Simmons, not that guy from Kiss, someone else.
I was about to say.
Emily Mortimer, can you imagine?
Kiss.
Lauren Bacall, Christian Batman, Bale, Josh Hutcherson, Billy Crystal, aka the problematic Billy Crystal, the drug taker Billy Crystal. We won't get into it. Gene Simmons, he would be a great guy to do the sex godlike wizard.
What?
The rock star.
Oh my gosh.
But anyway.
Okay.
The story is set in a fictional kingdom where both magic and early 20th century technology are prevalent. There's a war going on in the background that we don't really know a lot about. That's the only bad thing about this movie. It's just like it's a background setter. And it's a bit Harry Potter. It's okay. This is a cool wizard, and like Harry Speckin Potter. Influenced by Miyazaki's opposition to the United States invasion of Iraq in 2003. The film contains strong anti-war themes. He stated that he had a great deal of rage about the Iraq War, which he led him to make a film which he felt would be received poorly in the US. He doesn't care because he hates America. I'm going to get into that. I'm sure he liked the Oscar, though, when he got that for Spirited Away.
Yeah, I'm sure that. Yeah.
It also explores the theme of old age, depicting age positivity as something which grants the protagonist freedom. That's the true thing. The film contains feminist elements as well and carries messages about the value of compassion. And by the way, Sophie is a lot nicer than Chihiro. It's less selfish. I mean, it's his favorite movie. I'll get into everything else later on, but that's the main thing. We meet Sophie. The film centers on Sophie, very young. She's the eldest of three sisters. Encounters a wizard named Howl on the way to visit her sister. She meets the witch of the waste, who transforms into a 90-year-old woman. She's looking to break the curse. She leaves home, sets off through the countryside. She meets a fantastic scarecrow who's very, very creepy, turnip head. He is creepy. He's got his smiley face is just always on. Leads her to the castle. She enters without invitation. Meets Markel and a fire demon named Calcifer, who moves the castle with his energy and movement. Moves the castle himself. Makes a deal with Classifier, agreeing to break her curse if she breaks his link with Howl, and Howl just is cool with her turning up for some reason, and she's hired herself as a cleaning lady. And the rest of it. Sophie's nation is caught up in a war with a neighboring kingdom, and that's all we know. Because they do not cover those kings and queens in a lot.
They do not cover that stuff at all.
That's the one bit that is a bit down on this film. Like they get away with it. So yeah, what do you guys think of this movie? I've just done the brief cliff notes because it's a heavy movie here.
Yeah, the thing is, when I saw this movie, I was thinking of Arthurian legend because it has the name Pendragon in there. You know, I was like, yo, the witch is like a Pendragon. I was like, what the heck?
It's clearly set in the British countryside.
Yeah. So I'm saying, so it's based on Scandinavian legend and folklore and stuff like that. So it makes sense that using the name Pendragon because that's where Howl. I think it's Howl's last name is Pendragon. I think it was. Yeah. So like he's like the King Arthur or the Uther in terms of like the war which is the backdrop of the storyline. He's got magic, he doesn't want to use it. People are getting cursed left and right, to the evil witch. You know what I'm saying? So it all ties into that kind of thing. So if you're into like the Arthurian legend stuff, you're gonna love this movie if you've ever seen it. It's just a Japanese take on that.
I have a question. Do you find Sophie's acceptance of being old a problem or just kind of good? You got the plot going. Because if she spends too much time moaning about her being an old woman, it would get annoying. But she just gets on with it. She's got this attitude of, I'm going to go do that now. And I kind of like that.
It's true. Just get on with it. You know what I'm saying? It's one of the things where you can't change it. You've been cursed. Obviously, you'd be depressed at first. You'd be like, oh my gosh, I'm cursed. I'm old as heck. But then you realize, you're like, okay, if I'm going to be like this now, I just got to like embrace it. Like, you know, just got to push forward as much as I can.
I can't believe I'm saying that.
but yeah, I like that's kind of different as well because usually you see anyone who gets turned like that's cursed or anything like that, they're like just depressed for like the rest of their life or whatever it is until they come back to normal. But she's just like, okay, I'm older, man, just gotta embrace it. Just because you see other people around there just kind of getting on with life, you know, they're used to it at that point, kind of settles, like just content with their life at that point. So. Which was different because she still got that young mentality because she looks old on the outside, but inside she's still that kid at heart, which kind of makes sense a little bit. So
I've watched it many times. I can't even. There's a point, and they don't make it obvious. She just becomes young, but with grey hair.
Oh yeah, the white head. They kept the
obvious point where she becomes young. I was like, oh, that's really good storytelling because you're not banging home your points. This doesn't say. Even if it's anti-war, they don't bang on about it. They just kind of have it in the background and make your decision about it. I kind of like that. They're like, you know what I mean? It's not a preachy movie. It's just kind of in the background, this war thing going on. And I love the fact that Sophie just all of a sudden is young and we don't quite know when.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I missed that bit. And a couple of scenes there, I know she's, oh, well, a minute, she's young, but she's got grey hair now. She's keeping the grey hair. But what do we think about the Wicked Witch of the West? She is meant to be more out than she actually is. She gets humorized a lot because she's not a very nice person at the beginning. And those foot soldiers are creepy.
Foot soldiers are weird as heck. You imagine what do you call it? Spirited Away. The thing, black blob rolling around with the mask on. That's what they kind of done. They kind of like coming out of there. I was like, what the heck is this? And it's so weird. But it's such a great concept when they've done it. It's like these weird soldiers. It's based on witchcraft. They're probably like humans gone by who just turned into like little putties, Power Ranger putties or whatever the heck they are.
The dogs
just chasing people down.
The dog's cute as well. They kind of get like a crazy family coming together in this movie. Yeah. You got the fire demon, the young boy, who love the beard. I love how he just rocks up a beard and pulls it off again. I love how they got a teleporter in the door of the castle.
That's so random. The abilities in this movie is so random. I love it.
You can tell that they do business in both halves of the kingdom.
Yeah.
They're going between the kingdoms. And obviously, Howl doesn't want to pick a side. I love the young kid. Very hard for a young child not to be annoying. Good job here. Like, he's not annoying. He's actually quite a good, cool kid. Do love the old... I wish I could do that. Just be clean-shaven, rip off my beard. Clean shaven.
You're going to kick your. Okay, please shave it now. Don't go to barbers.
The fire demon's really funny. Howl is an interesting guy. I can't quite get a fix on Howl. He's like the hardest character to kind of get a thing on. There's a cute dog. There's Turnip Head, who's just Turnip Head.
This is what a flipping living scarecrow.
Yeah.
Creepy guy.
Mm-hmm.
We find out who he is later on because they reverse everything, don't they? And then there's the Wicked Witch of the West. Sorry, Tara.
Not me.
Do you know her? You know, she's a Wicked Witch of the Waste. You're the Wicked Witch of the East. Do you know her? Are you friends?
Oh, Solomon, right? King's Head Sorceress.
Because like I think this is just below Spirited Away in terms of it's not far off. I remember when I first watched this movie, I hated Sophie because I was young.
Shoot, yeah.
And I couldn't relate to old people.
No, it's not that. Just that I found her a bit like, bit of a sissy girl. It's just.
She's a doer though. She's never sitting there waiting for the plot. She drives the plot more than Howl does.
How's that kind of guy just comes in and out of plot lines?
Okay,
She just does not give you the S word. She's giving it middle fingers to everyone she doesn't like in this movie. I mean, she just moves in and starts decorating the place. And they're like, well, you're here now. Fine. If someone came in my house, I'd be like,
what are you doing?
get the fuck out.
What the heck are you doing?
Okay, so why does Howl's
Yeah,
hair?
ass whooping if you came in my house and I didn't know who you were. I'd be kicking your ass.
Right. I just noticed that Howl's hair turns black at the end of the show. Is it in the middle of the show? I'm not sure why.
You mean movie?
Yeah, movie.
What bit?
I'm not sure. I just saw pictures of it, but then I'm actually wondering, he's blonde, right? How come he has black hair?
Well, he changes his hair the whole time.
Yeah, he's like a shapeshifter. He's got powers.
You're right.
How it's like Alex, he just changes his appearance and hair color at the change of a bot thing. See, working with Alex, I'm used to it now, so I knew I was on top of it. But how is the most ambiguous character in the whole film? I'm not too sure I get him.
It's tough to kind of pin down his
backstory.
Yeah, his story. He's just kind of just there, like in the middle of this war, like kind of, I don't know. It's very vague of what they've done in terms of characterization for him, to be honest. I can't really pin down what he actually is. They give him the name Pendragon, so I guess he's
there's the
so there's the kind of clue to kind of why he's there and what he's there for, because I think he's kind of like the Ufa, if you know the mythos stuff like
Pendragon,
that.
King of
He's trying to rein in these kingdoms. These kingdoms under that one rule. I think that's what he's.
And he's like Merlin as well.
Yes,
Arthur,
a mixture.
Merlin.
Yeah.
Exactly. Thinks we're going.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's all it is. It's like a mixture of Merlin and Ufa Pendragon put together, like just trying to take over the kingdom.
Miyazaki is definitely a British fan though, because he keeps adapting British books into films.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So he's a fan. He's a fan.
Yeah, maybe he just likes British culture.
That's fine, because like he's definitely there's something every time we come back to a Ghibli movie, especially the later ones, they just keep coming back to female British authors. And there is a problem later on though. The Ghibli, they borrow too heavily though. I think they go too much, because English countryside becomes the Ghibli archetype. And they come too close to it. Like it's like every Ghibli movie starts to look the goddamn same later on as we go down the timeline. But it's still good. It's just this is the start of I love England. I'm sure he's got a British Union Jack shirt. You know. Maybe we should call the British Walt Disney. Not the Japanese Walt Disney, the British Walt Disney.
Okay, right.
Because he loves his country. You know,
a massive trend of like this open space, open world, that kind of thing, the greenery everywhere.
To be frank, I do think some, Japanese people have obsession with like European countries and culture.
No, they have an obsession with Harry Potter.
Not only Harry Potter, but
Harry Potter,
like Paris, Germany.
I asked my Japanese friends or whoever I did language exchange with, what are the 5 things you like about England? Harry Potter, James Bond,
oh gosh,
the Queen, David Beckham, and the Beatles.
Beckham.
seriously, why David Beckham? Like, okay, because I think Harry Potter is actually a pretty common answer for anyone from Asia. Correct me if I'm wrong,
Why
but
is it popular? It's not
okay,
even that good.
right. If you ask Singaporeans
Oh,
why is UK popular, it's because our law system, judiciary, and education system all following the British. That's why we go there to study.
That's fine. I just
Yeah.
don't understand why Harry Potter is popular. It's
Yeah.
wooden. Anyway, we're getting off topic. I'm going to get back.
Yeah, don't go into
My
Harry
husband
Potter.
and
Don't
cousin.
even go there.
But when I first watched this
Don't
movie when I
go
was
there, guys.
19,
Yeah.
I didn't like this movie because it had an old woman. And to me, old women were your gran. Like they could to be the hero of a storyline. I thought she'd be in a home. Like, and at the time, I'm also going to be. It was another woman thing, and this is maybe why I stay away from Ghibli for a while because it's just every time it was a young woman, I'm like, girls, I haven't got time for that.
Okay.
But now when I got older, as I got older in my 20s, I was like, cool, I'm a lot more balanced it out. But back at the time, I just kind of thought it was too similar to Spirited Away. It was only my second Ghibli movie. And I was also sick of Harry Potter, so magic and stuff made me laugh because it was just like, I
Harry
hate
Potter. Yeah, that's a childhood
No,
fantasy.
I don't hate. If you like Harry Potter, great. If you can get
It's
into
alright.
it, right?
I'm not a
shitting
massive
Harry
horror
Potter
fan. I'm not a Harry
Yeah,
I
Potter
just
fan.
don't like it.
For me, Hogwarts is actually pretty aesthetic. For me, I mean, it's alright for me. It's just some other fantasy show that I can indulge in. So yeah, I mean, it's so for me. But I
So-
always make Harry Potter jokes though about like someone sleeping in the storeroom. Like,
His
let's say
voice.
there's an annoying guy who wants to come to my house. I'll be like, oh yeah, you can be like Harry Potter and sleep in our storeroom.
You've haven't done. You've obviously done all the Ron jokes and stuff, and Ron and Harry all staring at each other like hello across the table. Yeah, I've been there. I've seen the fan fiction. I don't even know half the characters, but I've seen the fan.
Oh my gosh.
Anyway,
Called My Immortal. It's about the person, the author, and Draco Malfoy like falling in love.
are we going
And
back to Harry Potter? I'm trying to steer it off of Harry Potter.
Oh,
Exactly. And you know what the best part she wrote is? Draco Malfoy ran out of the room. His man thingy was so big, but I didn't care. I was really mad.
I still want to slap Harry Potter more than Draco Malfoy. Anyway, back off of the Harry Potter chat.
my gosh.
So, what did you guys think of, like the design of the house and everything? Because it is for 2004. This is why I love 2D animation still.
Yeah.
The detailing you couldn't get it in 3D.
It's pretty advanced for the time
you have
actually.
to pause it to see it. It's a living, breathing thing.
Yeah, I think it was actually pretty good, and I still remember the first time I saw it. Like I was in secondary one over here, and I think the animation for the house and everything is actually pretty well done for that time.
I mean, the bit where Howl's like an injured bird reminds me of the dragon guy from Spirited Away. Blood everywhere. A bit too similar.
Yeah.
It's a bit too similar.
It's a bit too similar. I agree.
Yeah.
Okay, got it.
It's like the thing is, Ghibli are normally very smart with their gear changes. But they've kind of, how do I say it? They've kind of gone. They normally these were back to back, so it's kind of like, it's a curse again, like Spirited Away. She's reversing a curse this time on herself, not her parents.
Yeah.
It's just there's too many. Even the monsters, like the big squiggy thing from the bathhouse. It's just the Wicked Witch looks like the big-headed one from Spirited Away as well.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. As soon as I saw her, I was like, "You're just like a more slender version of the witch on screen." Because she's big, like massive.
But
She's
still, I mean,
Oh, yeah.
like I think Howl, who's Batman, Howl is playing Batman. Christian, I didn't watch the Japanese. I've watched the English dub the first time because 2004.
Yeah.
But I now watch it in Japanese. I preferred it more in Japanese.
Yeah, you have to watch that in Japanese.
You have to. I can't watch.
Is it better in Japanese?
How do
sounds better.
I
It sounds
describe
better
it,
to me.
Alex? Ghibli do a good job because they get real actors in who speak it like it's a normal film. Now, this is contentious. I'm sure anime fans are going to come from my head in a minute. But they don't do the high-pitched voices and all that crazy anime style. They're like, I'm Christian Bale. I'm going to do it like a Hollywood actor.
Yeah.
Anime is voiced by anime voice actors who go, hello, we're going to be happy, you know what? Like that. And that's like, Japanese original downplays it. And the Americans go big. And I don't mind Ghibli dubs because they always have English American voice actors who can just kind of downplay it.
Yeah,
like,
like, hey. Yeah, like, hey, Howl, how's your day today? Something like that.
Yeah,
you know?
they all sound like they're from California and at the shopping mall.
I
I don't know when it's
Oh my god.
Ow, you bitch. Just
Yeah,
go.
that's okay. Oh,
Well,
God.
that's why I love Ghibli, because it's Disney used to do the dubs for all the Ghibli stuff. Surprised they didn't pick them up for Disney Plus, actually. I'm surprised Netflix got those exclusively. But yeah, so anime voice actors, I just find they're a bit cringy. And I'm not shooting Americans. It's just they always seem to hire people that aren't actors. Anime voice actors are just anime voice actors. They don't go anywhere else.
They don't.
And you hear them in video games as well. That's just my way. But Batman. If I'd listen to the dub again, just to listen to it again, for the first time, played it back. Yeah, the dub's really good. The voices match the people. You know, Christian Bale is good as hell. What do we think of the fire, the flame? He's got a lot of energy. Calcifer.
Yeah, it's good. Good character in the movie. He's like obviously plays like the antagonist, almost like the demon. He's the demon of the movie. It was alright. It's a bit obviously cliche. Obviously, that kind of villain in the movie, but
Yeah.
he did his job. He did his job.
Yeah.
I don't know what you guys thought of him, but I thought it was alright. It was a plot move, but obviously he was the guy who was like keeping people's souls, and they had to take him down to kind of release people's true self and stuff like that. But yeah, it was alright. It was okay.
Interestingly, when Sophie becomes old, as a result of the witch's spell, she also starts talking a lot more back at people. I suppose the older you get, you just say,
but you don't care anymore, do you? When you're old, you don't care as
I
much.
noticed that. That's something I didn't see the first time because I was young. As you get older, she's very quiet at the beginning, not too sure. But when she's an old age, she's like, "Screw you, I'm going to die soon." That's what I think of you.
Oh god, she's like, yeah, well, hey, if I say this because I don't care what's going to happen at this point. I'm old as heck anyway, so it doesn't matter.
I love that.
So you feel in it at that point.
What about you guys, Alex and Tara? What do you think of this movie?
Yeah, I think it's not bad. I mean, it's not a bad movie. It's quite nice. And I remember the first time I saw it. To be frank, I didn't like Sophie. I don't know why, but last time I just had a hatred for some of these main girls who was a bit too sissy. But Howl, I think Howl is a very glamorous, androgynous, flamboyant, and interesting
okay.
way. Yeah, like this, Yeah.
A bit femme, yeah, a bit femme.
Yeah, like
feminine,
right?
I
think it was a bit interesting though to look at. I think in modern context, because this show was made like maybe 15 or 16 years ago, modern context, I think he's going to be a non-binary
character.
That's true. How is very non-binary. We don't know if he's bisexual. I get a bisexual vibe off this man.
I've met people like him, and they're non-binary, so.
I'm not mocking. I feel like.
Yeah, but to be fair, a lot of
sexual
Japanese animation, they've got a lot of androgynous people though. To be fair, a lot of
it is, and that's fine. That's mature storytelling.
So I said something about a lot of anime.
Yeah.
A lot of anime, they have those kind of the way they draw them. A lot of they have very bisexual tendencies in most of their characters, or how they draw them, how they write them.
Okay. That's good.
I'm not so sure. Yeah, but I do think that, as we pointed out in one of the earlier podcasts in Mulan, that I feel that some Japanese guys are a bit effeminate because they, I don't know, like we discussed, right? They kind of have the slim and slender physique.
Yeah, they are. Yeah, exactly. So
very cute faces. Yeah. They don't do beards. So there was a guitarist in a band called No God. It was a man dressed as a woman. Yeah. There's a woman called Karen. It's actually a man dressed up as a woman called Karen. And I think it was Troy or my friend pointed out, that's a cute girl. That's a guy. You'll get It's like, but like sometimes it's difficult to tell if they got short haircuts. Like,
I mean, it's like,
not obvious.
yeah, it's like the visual K movement, you know, right?
But they don't mock it in that area. They respect it. I think
don't mock it.
like now, Drag Race is very respected here now. But for years, transsexuals were mocked, and then like over in Asia, they've not done that. They it's part of the pantomime and like real life, just normal thing of life. It's only since RuPaul's come onto the scene over here in America that we've had this. Now we don't mock it anymore. We just kind of respect it as what it is. It's their lifestyle. So thumbs up to Japan for that. Like I've noticed that a lot of anime, there's a lot of pretty boys who could be women.
There is. It's like the visual K movement. You know that, right?
Yeah, but that's fine. Like,
yeah,
that's cool. Like, do you?
Yeah, not to be rude, but I do feel that Japanese men can dress up as women. Okay, so you look at me, right? I'm around 5'5" and I'm 54 kgs, and I'm already like almost as tall and big as some of them. So, but my height is average for a South Korean female or the new age Singaporean girls.
Yeah.
And I've seen Singaporean girls like in college, like just even taller and bigger size than me.
Yeah.
So I'm actually thinking like, okay, are they really that small? They can just pass off as a female. Because I think I'm almost as tall as a lot of Japanese guys, especially when I wear heels.
How looks like a member of a Japanese band. He could just be a member of a visual K band, which is very girly, effeminate stuff. He could just have rainbow coat and stuff. He's gorgeous. He could just be like, "Yeah, I'm the lead singer."
I'll tell you something right now, because as Tari just said that, I was like thinking to myself, oh my days. No, this is true because a lot of these Asian people, literally, whenever they like say if they transsexual or something like, say if they change their gender entirely, like just literally do the surgery stuff, and I'm like, you see him. I literally just saw a couple. I know a few, and I was like, saw from the back and the side, and I was like, oh my days, that woman. I was like, oh, snap. No, then I can't fight, and I was like, so I saw him, and then they're like, nah, I was like, oh. All right. That was scary because they could easily pass a woman easily, and you wouldn't even know about it. You wouldn't even know.
The same thing with
you wouldn't know.
You see the person, the man, and then sometimes you don't recognize who's who because they're so good with the makeup that you look like a pass a woman, and you're like,
easily.
Damn, that's a skill.
Yeah, that's so true.
And he's another character. I completely get it. It's like a superhero costume. You put that on, that you're a different person. That's where you get your strength from. That's cool. Anyway, back to the. So Howl is a very different in the canon of the movies we've spoken about so far. He's very, and they don't even make a big deal out of it. Again, this is the thing about Ghibli. They don't hit you over the head with it. What do we think about Sophie as a character, then? Like, I like.
Tara doesn't like her.
Tara already.
Tara. Let's go. What do you not like about Sophie?
I don't know. The first time I saw it, I was 13, and I just felt that she's a bit of a sissy girl. That's what I thought. Yeah.
What way? What way?
I don't know why. I just felt that she was a bit helpless and didn't do much. That's just how I felt.
I like that about her though, because like I love Chihiro, but this is.
I like Chihiro more than Sophie,
this
actually.
This movie's not as good as Spirited Away, but in many ways the main character is better than the main character from Spirited Away. And Spirited Away had a bigger cast to get away with it, I think. Here, and there was no background war going on where they don't explain it. That's what's weakens Howl's Moving Castle, is the whole background war thing. I want to see what's going on over there. But it's a 2-hour movie. You've kind of got to pick it. They do the wise thing and stick with the weird family that they get in the castle. It's the right move, I think. Yeah. But I think you could have taken the war thing out. I think you could have just had him be a weird wizard, and there's other weird wizards, and make it smaller. You didn't need a war. I've got some things for you, actually. Alex, would you like to talk while...
I kind of can get where Tara's coming from, because she kind of doesn't do much to step out, and then you've got like sort of the happy ending, and then she's happily ever after with Howl, which is okay, fair enough. On the other hand, she is quite resilient, so she does present this sort of like, but like if you look at it from this perspective, that at points she feels confident and goes back to being herself, her young self, then she doubts or whatever, the curse is back, she looks like an old lady.
Yeah.
She's sort of like never assured. So she's always sort of like at the, how can I say this, at the mercy of the curse. You know, she doesn't, you know, she's not strong enough to kind of.
Yeah.
I think she dismisses it too easily, but I can see why they did it, because the plot, you want to get the plot going. I think it would be nice if she was still dealing with it while she was in the castle a little bit, because there's none of this my back. They deal with it when she goes up the mountain up first, limited stamina, but then they don't do anything within the castle. She's just running around sweeping the floors like she's 25.
Yeah.
I think they could have dealt with it a bit more, because the curse gets forgotten about.
Yeah.
Yeah, true.
I mean, I guess this is where the movie's a little bit loose.
Or at least they made sure Hal didn't look like he was trying to nail a grandma, and he waited until she was young again before they got to him.
Oh, jeez.
Jeez,
Oh,
then
jeez.
you'll be like, you know, I just found this meme of Keanu Reeves and another lady. I'll send it to the chat. Hold on, then we can talk about it.
Sure. Okay. The film has several differences from the novel, partly due to different requirements of the two media. The author Diane Wynne Jones' novel has a very large cast of characters, several plot threads that were too complex to be translated into the film, aka the war. As a result, characters such as Sophie's second sister's Martha are left out, as is the plot involving Michael, which is the kid. He's called Michael in the novel and is an older man who tries to fall in love with her. Obviously, they dropped that. Jones discussed the film with Studio Ghibli. They brought it to England. Miyazaki travelled to England to show her the private viewing. Would you like to know what she thought of it? It's fantastic. I don't have any input. I write books, not films. Yes, it will be different from the book. In fact, it's likely to be very different, but that as it should be, it's still a fantastic movie. She approved of all the changes. She wasn't too precious with it. And in the novel, Howl's Moving Castle is just a boring big wizard's tower with no movement. So I like the steam engine style in the movie. It's very weird. In the book, the war is only in the background. Miyazaki brings it more to the forefront in the movie, which I think is the mistake. I think you should just cut all that out and throw it into the sun. So the main bad guy in the movie is the Witch of the Waste. She is reduced by the Queen character that we meet later on. Yeah, so that's that. And she's not a friend of Sophie in the book. She's a real bitch, and Hal murders her in the finale. So you couldn't put that in a Ghibli movie. The music is composed and conducted by Joe Hisaishi, and performed by the New Japan Philharmonic. Obviously, Joe Hisaishi is a composer of video games as well. So Japanese video games also have him. Big orchestra. I'm a big fan of him. Like the amount of times I've played epic video games in Japan and his music is just swelling in the background. You try and take out the final boss. Everything's exploding around you. It's brilliant. Big fan of him. Best Japanese composer ever. Better than Sakaguchi from Square Enix and Final Fantasy. You two will most probably pop up that one. Yeah, he's overrated. Come at me. The film has made a total of $235 million around the world. The critical response, they love it. Everyone mentions it's not as good as Spirited Away, though. But yeah, I mean, they did try and set it up. The thing is, people have asked for a sequel for years. Miyazaki said we don't do sequels, so there will be no sequel. There are rumors though that they might try and do it in universe Ghibli. I mean, I've been to the Ghibli. I'm the only one here, I think, that's been to the Ghibli Museum in Japan.
Not. Yeah, I have yet
It's
to, but I hope it's really hard to get in.
It's brilliant. So like,
Okay,
it's
great.
when I went, it wasn't all the Ghibli movies. Now I'm sure they've attached more stuff to it, but I remember there was a bit where there's like Howl's Moving Castle, and you can go in and
Oh
see it.
wow.
Like Spirited Away, and it's incredible. Like if you're ever in Japan, go to the Ghibli Museum. It's run by Miyazaki's son, who's done some awful movies, but we'll get to them one day and we'll kick them into the sun. Follow Miyazaki. But like, I got stuck in a box because I was too tall. And younger
You are
people,
very tall.
How tall are you again? How tall
I
are you?
went to a kids area and got stuck, and I had
Oh
to
my
get pulled
God.
out by the emergency
Wait,
services.
you're 6'3", right?
Huh?
Are you 6'3"?
6'4".
Oh,
I
okay.
got
How much?
stuck because I wasn't fat, but it's the tiniest hole ever,
Oh my
and I
God.
got wedged in there.
Ben, what the
Wait.
heck?
I still remember we were actually playing an escape room game, and there was a really small hole that someone had to climb in. We had to ask the Japanese person to climb in because she was the smallest.
Yeah, and I stood on a box and got in trouble as well. You're not meant to sit on the stuff to take pictures. Japanese man, why running after me? And we just 2013. But yeah, go see that. And there's a great thing where Sophie, there's now a thing where like you can kind of see the house. There's like an animated film bit of the fire, and
Yeah.
it's really cute.
Yeah.
And if you say something, he recognizes it. So Japan has these robots where if you speak in any language, they go into that language. So they can read your face and your voice and go, "Oh, you're from England." They can tell Americans and Canadians from English.
Okay, I wonder if they can tell my accent.
Creepy.
I wonder if they can distinguish a Singaporean accent. Like next time, I should try.
So if you were to speak to them in English, Alex, they might pick up you got a you might be like they'll figure you out by your surname maybe or by your accent, and they go through that area of the world and go, "Where are you from?"
Oh, okay. I really want to try that.
I
Yeah.
said Gilman. They went Ben. It's a very popular name in America and England. Like they might go to toilet. Well, that's Mexico. Is that you Mexican? Like it's kind of cool. It's really cool. So go to the Ghibli Museum. They're back now. They're doing 3D animated films, which I'm not a fan of because you should stick to 2D. If you're not Pixar, don't do animated movies. Just don't do it. You can't. Alex, anyone else want to add any more to the film?
No,
I
that's about
think
it.
we covered most of it.
Oh, yeah, we
Yeah.
literally covered the most of the film.
Oh, yeah.
No more time for this.
Okay, so where are we going to score this then? Because I gave Spirited Away a 10. It's a 8.2.
7.
For me, it's an 8.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say 7.
Because I love it, but I've seen better Ghibli since.
Yeah.
It's too complicated. The whole war thing, you smack that out of there, you can have a fun film about wizards. That war thing is just underbaked for me. That's why it's an 8.2. But it's a strength of the characters and the storyline that it's at 8.2. The characters pretty much carry this movie to 8.2. Where Spirited Away, the storyline carried it to a 10.
Oh yeah.
8.2. Okay.
Yeah, I'm doing 8.2 because I'm an old school reviewer. I need to put a point something in there to kind of give it a nudge as much as possible.
We're waiting for Troy's.
Troy's counting scores. What's the scores on the doors, as they say in Shooting Stars?
Yeah, it's literally right now.
Alex, that's another
Okay.
show to watch.
What's
the scores on the doors, George?
I'm gonna give mine 8.5.
Highest score of all of us. But go watch it. Go. I think Netflix have apparently bought the rights, so it's permanently on there.
Yeah.
They're going to put an N on it soon to designate it. Disney have offered them £2 billion for the Ghibli backlog. They want their dub back, apparently.
Oh damn! Okay.
Well, they dubbed it for them. Disney are most probably like, you can't have the dub there. Yeah, Disney. We love Disney. Yeah. So that is it for me. Is there anything else that I can say? No, we're all good.
We're all good. Yes.
Yeah. Oh, Gucci.
Okay. Okay, so cool. I've got one more bit of trivia for you. Upon seeing Shento Chichiro no Kakemi Kakukushi, or Spirited Away, Christian Bale immediately agreed to play any role in this film. He didn't expect to get the role because, he wasn't Batman at this point. So
yeah. Hey, I'm Batman.
Oh, Sophie's city was modeled after France, Comme in France.
Right. Okay. Did you see the link that I sent into the chat? Just check it out. It's Keanu Reeves and his girlfriend. Apparently, they look like Howl and Sophie.
Okay. In the novel, the movie is based on the Black Door is actually a portal to Howl's homeland, which is in Wales in our current time. And Dimension, and also Christian Bale is from Wales.
Yeah. His name
Is he?
is Paul Jenkins.
American, isn't he? Okay. I'm Batman.
No, Christian Bale's not.
Welsh Batman.
English.
Eh?
Welsh Batman. I'm Batman. I'm going to get you, Joker.
Why do you think Batman in such a way? Yes, is that?
I'm Batman. Where are the drugs, hey?
Oh my God! What accent is that from? Which
This
part
is
of
Welsh.
Wales accent?
Welsh.
Hey, boy, I'm Batman, boy. Oh, I'll get you done down the police station. Stop.
No, I've been to Wales once.
My,
I got
my-
bad treatment for being Asian. My friend.
my parents are dead, you know.
Only
Sorry.
we had.
Okay, stop now.
Is that Scottish there?
I don't know anymore.
He's going different languages.
Yeah, I've been to Wales only once though, to some castle for a field trip. And to be honest, my Hong Kong friend and I, we got pretty bad treatment just for being Asian.
Oh, that's horrible.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
I mean, the
hopefully next time
yeah.
you visit, it'll be better.
yeah,
I
the kids were
think
actually
about a
talking
few people.
smack about us in English.
I'm
as
going
if
to be
we
honest. I find you most probably met a few bad people because Welsh people are generally the most friendliest people in Britain, I would say.
They're
So,
kids.
I think you've got a
So
few bad people there, unfortunately.
teenagers, yeah. So some teenagers can be.
But teenagers are teenagers. It's the elderly. It's the older people you should look to be variant.
I realized the old people were really nice, but the teenagers can be really naughty just because
They grow up to
people
nice
look
people.
different from them. Yep.
Maybe one day they'll turn into nice people. Anyway.
Yeah, it takes the entire 20s to turn into a nice person if you think about it.
Yes. As I said myself, I feared old people being the main character in a book, in a film, and I thought I could relate to my grandparents. But I love the film now because I've grown up a lot. So anyway, before we bash Ben as a woman hater when he was a teenager, which isn't true, I just thought old people were like boring, but no, they're not. They have a life. So it's time to go now. It's time for you to get out. Because if you don't, Calcifer will just set fire to your ass because he's a fire demon and all that. Or otherwise, we just have Pumpkin Turnip Head follow you. Yeah, he's creepy.
He follow you.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
So it's goodbye to Alex as well, but she'll be back one day.
Yeah, I'll be back soon.
Yeah, Alex will be back.
Thanks for inviting me.
Yeah, next time we can be
Alex.
friends. I'll try to bring a guest or something on the podcast.
Yes, it would be nice to get him in. Yes, absolutely.
Let's not say the names. Yeah, he who shall not be.
Yes, but we will bring him in. It will be fun. Anyway, for now, it's goodbye for me.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Harry Potter still sucks.
What?
What do you want to do now, Tara?
You want me to read the lyrics for Rammstein? To see, this is gonna turn into a
God,
PG.
this is.
No, it's gonna turn into a PG-rated podcast.
I'm recording it. Sorry, it's an outtake. I'm only doing it.
Okay. You should be careful with your outtakes. The previous one. I told you to delete some stuff you never delete.
Tara,
Okay.
the only person the only person to blame is yourself. You know what happens if it's a really interesting subject. I start recording.
Go on,
I'm
say
going
it.
to read the lyrics to Rammstein's song.
Say it, Tara, go on.
If I get us banned in 6 countries, we'll go for it.
Yeah.
You want me to read it?
Russia and China might just ban us outright. Germany.
Yeah, we gone.
Okay. You've got a bleep. I have a bleep. So what's the problem? Let's do it quick. So take me now before it's too late. Life's too short, so I can't wait. Take me now, or don't you see? I can't get laid in Germany. Too short, too tall, doesn't matter. One size fits all. Zur klein, der Schaglam soft der Oben sein. That's my German. Okay. I don't know what that means.
Oh my god. Oh my
I wish we
god.
could record all of our conversations, so and just do a
Oh.
podcast on that.
Yeah, we can just do a conversation.
Censored it. Okay, I censored it. Like, yeah. So this podcast.
That's what made it funnier. I think you should just do it uncensored. It'd be funnier.
No, I mean, yeah.
Do it. Do it. Do it. Do
Do
it.
what? Do what?
Don't censor it.
X-rated
I don't
version.
want to. I want to censor it.
The X-rated version.
Dear God. Okay, but then
Let's
we're
move
done.
on.
You done
Yeah,
talking about your
we're done.
pussy?
Yeah, we're done.
We're good. Not
Okay.
your cat. Your pussy. Cool.
Oh
Okay. Brilliant.
God. Okay. Bye. Bye. Bye.